Hello everybody, it's great to have you all back. I hope you enjoyed last week's guided meditation. Today I'm going to be taking you in a little bit of a new direction. I'm going to talk about the power of humility, which is the quality of being humble. So I'd like to start with a little insight into my own life. I love training in a sport called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, sometimes abbreviated to BJJ or just Jiu-Jitsu. Anyway, BJJ involves wrestling, grappling, submissions and chokeholds. Training in the sport initially is very daunting, at least it was for me anyway. Unless you're training with people who are also beginners, which is often the case, but definitely wasn't for me, you have to surrender yourself to a wiser BJJ practitioner time and time again. This wiser BJJ practitioner can literally sweep you off your feet, take you down to the ground, and break any limb in your body, or alternatively, remove you from consciousness by chokehold. They can do all of these things to a beginner, basically at will. Sounds really fun, doesn't it? Well, believe it or not, it's actually been incredible for me. That surrender. The humility required to tap when somebody is strangling you. Initially, you mightn't want to. You might feel stubborn, wanting to fight out of the position to retain some sort of composure and confidence. You don't want it to be this way. But this is a mistake. Your mistake will be very quickly realised, and you will tap only moments later. Now, strangely enough, tapping is extremely freeing. As soon as you tap, your sparring partner releases and you begin training again. In really good BJJ practice, this process is repeated over and over and over again. This constant training in humility, being able to surrender to greater wisdom, has transformed my life for the better. I want to make the case that surrender to greater wisdom, not just in BJJ, is extremely useful in life. No matter who you are, no matter what you know, no matter what your level of expertise is. Now, I'm also talking to your teachers, your parents, your doctors, your football managers, your coaches, everyone in your life. No matter what your level of expertise is, there is always wisdom out there that you have yet to attain or experience. This is also true for me. To surrender yourself to that fact is freeing. Wisdom awaits you. Knowledge awaits you. Skills await you. Friendships await you. Relationships await you. Your own family awaits you. If you are struggling, a better life awaits you. Listen, I don't need to become a black belt in BJJ overnight. You don't need to achieve all the things you want to achieve in your life overnight either. I invite you to surrender to the process. Things will happen with the passage of time. Your life will change. Now, I invite you to consider something that's going on in your life that provides you some discomfort. Hold it in your mind for a moment. What is it? What can you do about it? Can you do something about it in this very moment? Maybe you can. If you can, I invite you to take that very action right now. If you can't, and you've already discussed your difficult situation with another person, having nothing to hide, what about surrendering? Surrendering to the insight that things will change. Things will not always be as they are now. My granny, who died in 2017, only after she reached 100 years old, had a beautiful mantra. It was a seanchal, an old Irish saying. Ní bhíonn an aon rudach shall. It means nothing lasts but for a while. If it feels like you're being strangled by life, it won't last forever. Ní bhíonn an aon rudach shall. Nothing lasts before a while. I invite you to think about the potential benefits and downsides of surrendering. I've already discussed times when it might be helpful, but could it be harmful? What if someone is trying to force you to do something that you don't want to do? Surrender in this instance doesn't sound like a good idea, does it? Have a think about it, and if anything comes to mind, you can write it down. I invite you to bring any of your ideas to the class for discussion. As always, you can submit your written note to your teacher if you wish, and I'd love to see your comments. You can email me at pat@wolfacademy.ie. Now, you can always keep your note private if you wish, and there's always the option of throwing it in the bin if you'd rather. So today, I've talked extensively about the useful power of humility and how it links to surrender and wisdom. I've invited you to consider humility in your own life. And perhaps most importantly, I shared my granny's words of wisdom with you. Ní bhíonn an éin rud ach shall. Nothing lasts before a while. I look forward to seeing you again next week.